website or something, and then you can see this video, and it's like creep, 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 and it like has like this weird stuff in the background, and it's president.
Oh my god!
It's Trump just like fucking doing creepy shit, and it's like just weird snippets of his life. It's so weird, but
this is what they hear.
Oh no.
Hey, how you doing, little mama?
It's so true, and that's the thing is the fact that I had to type that in at all. It's
just creepy old Joe.
It's harrowing. I wish I had different choices.
I know I had a conversation.
I'm really bummed out about my choices.
With this
but I obviously have to choose one.
Bernie supporter online, and I was like, how do you feel about Biden? It was like, I forgot what she said. It was like, Biden's a punk ass bitch, but I'm still gonna vote for him. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh my god, it's so sad. It's so sad the position people are in right now.
What bums me out is that I feel like his family is just gonna kill him off.
Oh,
they all know it's gonna happen.
Yeah, Hillary's gonna come in and just like.
So I wanted to touch on some things because I did make a list.
You made quite a list there.
I wrote my thoughts down. So, Fauci, right? That's how you say it. Fauci. Fauci. Either way, that motherfucker. He said that Americans should start to wear goggles because they protect you the most from coronavirus. Absolutely fucking not. Like, I can't.
By the way, his job, people forget this.
Fauci?
It's Fauci. People forget.
He should go by Fauci. That's so much cooler.
Fauci.
Fauci. Yeah, like he's Fauci, but he's Fauci. But
just like your uncle
Fauci
is paranoid.
Yeah.
He's the same type of character.
Is he though? He went to a baseball game.
But that's his job. Like if I were to do safety for carpentry,
yeah,
I would be like, you have to wear safety goggles, gloves. You have to have the safety guards on everything. Now, 99% of people don't wear goggles, don't wear gloves. Mm-mm. They take the guards off of everything. And most people are fine.
Yeah.
Most people don't get their hands cut off. Every once in a while, and your finger flies across the room.
That's awful sound.
But it happens. But you have to say these things because you're worried. Like, when you're the person in charge of people's safety, you have to be over the top.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's his job, to be over the top.
Well, and I mean, also Trump has not handled it correctly. I don't know if anyone would. I can't say that I believe anyone else in his position that could have been, like Hillary Clinton. I don't think it would have been handled much differently. I think it would still be a mess.
Oh, yeah.
But
well, that's the thing. If you
the way he's handling certain things is just not fantastic.
Definitely not fantastic. I mean, like, there's better ways to say things. Like when people say Europe has lower cases than the U.S., and he says this because we have the best testing and we test way more than they do. If we didn't test so much, we wouldn't have the same numbers. Now, that is a sloppy way of saying, you could say it this way. I believe that Europe isn't testing as much as we are. I believe they have a lot more cases than they're showing, and they need to be careful. And we are doing the best that we can, and we're testing more than any other nation. And that's how that's how Obama would say it. Yeah. That's how fucking John McCain would say it. That's how any fucking normal person would say it. Instead of this fucking KFC crazy fucking Twitter motherfucker.
Like, it's so much craziness thrown on there, and he peppers on so many different random little pieces of the pie. And I just don't get why he has to say certain things that he has to say. Like, can you just have a normal sentence come out of your brain so that I don't have to feel like I do like having someone that says, hey, It's going to be cool. We got
It's gonna
this.
be fine.
There's people that are above you that got this.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that right now. I
No.
feel like I'm 100% all over the place. I feel it's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, and
We're all going to die.
it's a fucking
Burn
mess.
it down.
It's
Burn
a
it
fucking
down.
mess. But it's all good. Here's the thing. It is all going to be all good.
It is going to be fine.
It's going to be all
I
good.
mean, I know it is going to be fine. However, you also have the same person saying that voting by mail is really hazardous. You sent a bunch of stimulus checks through the mail, so I don't understand why we can't send votes through the mail.
You sent actual money through the fucking mail.
So I don't.
That's a great point, Amanda. That's a great fucking
That's all I'm
point.
saying is that there's
You know what? You know what surprises me
what?
is that, and I didn't know this, but it makes sense. The president's going to vote by mail.
Yeah.
The
Most people vote by. We vote by mail.
as a state.
You know what was really disappointing though?
What's that?
Young voters, new voters, say they don't have the ability to vote by mail. What the fuck does that mean? Make yourself able to vote by mail. What do you mean you don't
Here's
have
the
the
thing.
ability for
Unless
that?
you're homeless, you're full of shit. Unless if you have to be homeless. You have to have not have a physical fucking mailbox.
Even then, you have friends. Grab an address from someone. Vote. There's ways.
There's
you
tons
could
of ways to
totally
vote.
do it.
I don't have. What are you talking about? Everyone lives somewhere, and if you
trash.
don't,
Buy a PO box for 3 months out of the year.
you're either homeless or
Back
you're in
October,
prison.
November, December.
Guess what? If you're in
Boom.
prison, you can't vote anyways. So let's and then here's another crazy thing. If you're skeptical about mail-in ballots, do you go to a physical location, right, to go vote? Once you hand that over, it's being hand counted by those people that you see. That old woman, that old man who have Parkinson's, who are Reaganites, who look at you and like, oh, another brownie came in. You know?
Oh, God.
And they can't remember what they fucking had for breakfast. And they're the ones who are dealing with your vote.
Yeah.
You'll trust that. And I'm not saying that's a bad system. I'm saying
No, it's a bad system.
all systems are flawed.
It doesn't matter what system you choose. There's always going to be a negative.
If we voted on our cell phones, some of it's going to get hacked.
I'm
if we
just
voted
saying,
by fucking mail-in
Voting by
ballots,
mail is 100% the same as going to a fucking
it's
church
exactly
and
the
voting.
fucking same.
It's the exact same.
What if the mailman takes it and doesn't give it to him?
And the only reason mail's being delayed right now is also, I mean, there's just situations, okay? It's because COVID, there's a pandemic, people have been laid off. It's not because the Republicans are saying don't deliver mail, delay it so that no one gets their mail and they realize voting by mail is bad.
And here's the thing.
Doesn't make sense.
Post office is part of the government. If they're not doing stuff, it's because they're getting defunded. Mm-hmm. So
Also, Trump can't delay an election, so everyone can drop that too.
because
another
that's
thing.
illegal.
It would have to be passed by Congress. And then also you're trying to say that schools are able to open up, but we can't have an election because of COVID. So pick your battle. Like, is COVID so bad that we have to close down schools?
So dangerous we can't
And-
vote, but we got to open up schools.
That's what I mean. You can't vote, but you can open up schools. So pick a lane. There's just so much.
So much.
So much.
It's too much. By the way, UFOs, bro.
UFOs. Poor Tom DeLonge.
Tom DeLonge was right this whole fucking time, guys. His crazy asshole fucking... I'm starting a fucking new thing. We're looking at UFOs. And it's crazy. We got scientists. And guess what? He's fucking right. The
I wanna
stupid
listen
lip
to them
ring
right now.
on his fucking lip quivers with truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to listen to them when I go to sleep tonight.
Yeah, the Pentagon's like, by the way, there's UFOs. And then
I
they're like, well,
mean-
what about COVID? Oh, by the way,
What?
we have a UFO.
What
not
do
made
you
of this earth.
do with a UFO? Like, what do you do with that information?
Well, if you listen to...
How does it make you feel personally?
As
Like
myself?
Yeah, like as yourself, because it's kind of right now. I feel like people aren't paying attention to it a lot.
I know.
I
Everyone's
feel like
just
it's being brushed over.
Definitely.
And there's a part of me that's like,
Excuse me.
we just discovered ET, bitch, and none of you, no
Well,
one's paying attention. Like,
They're not disclaiming how long they've had this vehicle.
I know, but still,
Yeah.
like, I don't know how to explain it. I just feel like I might look crazy, so I'm not going to say it. And when it happens, it happens. All I'm saying is if it's going to happen, it's going to happen this year.
I think...
There's going to be an alien, like, standing, like, next to one of the presidents.
Yeah. Joe Biden's going to win, and he's like, I choose my vice president. And then all of a sudden some alien comes out and says,
Why is it like an Asian name? I have a feeling they're going to say, like, a normal candidate, right? Like, it's going to look like a normal person.
they unzip.
That's what I think. So I think that it's going to be them standing up there and they're saying thank you to the people.
They
and
shed their meat
unzip.
suit.
Yeah.
And then they're just like... No, what I really feel like...
Whatever gets you through the night.
When I heard that, I was like, it only confirmed everything I've ever thought. And here's how I feel. I always feel like there's a glimmer of truth. A glimmer? Is that real?
Yeah, glimmer's a word.
I don't know if I'm using it correctly. Anyways, there's a sliver
Sounds
of
good.
truth in
Like a little sliver of meat. Like a little sliver.
in Hollywood movies, in books, in people's stories who, especially Bob Lazar, a very credible source. His accounts of working on things he couldn't explain that had force fields, metals, and compounds and chemicals that were, not proven until like this year.
Yeah.
Or the last 5 to 10 years. And he was talking about this stuff in the 80s. I think those little things, like, there's weird... You watch Independence Day, Will Smith.
Yeah.
When he goes down and they're like,
He's another one.
we have
to talk
UFOs that the scientist, doctor dude, he says, one was dug up at an archaeological site. That's something literally Bob Lazar has said before. Now, Hollywood used that. I don't know if they used that from Bob Lazar, if they just did research and they're like, that sounds good, we'll use that in the movie.
Yeah.
But it's weird. Because it's almost like, to me, this is our Egyptian hieroglyphs or whatever. Like, word of mouth. We're getting this information throughout history.
Yeah.
Through weird channels. Because everyone's trying to keep it. Quiet.
Yeah.
Don't talk about this, but guess what? I saw a fucking UFO. I work on a naval base. There's a fucking UFO, dude. And then all of a sudden it goes around and there's a fucking movie about it.
True.
And then they're like, okay, well, this is a good time. People are dying from fucking murder hornets and then COVID's a thing.
I mean, they
And
released it and...
The police are fucking really getting cracked down on. Guess what? There's UFOs.
It's just a crazy thing to throw in there.
And they're like, oh, guess what? We have a UFO. We don't know what it's made out of. It's probably made in another world. Anyways, what about this COVID?
I don't know. I feel like they have an alien just chilling somewhere.
Probably.
She's probably just in a room and she's like, what the fuck?
What if it's Trump? Like, the aliens are just so shallow and they're like, that's what I want. Fucking eating KFC and tweeting.
No, Trump is in his own monster.
Yeah, he's a poor broken child who grew up to be an old man.
You know what I want right now?
Ice cream?
Ooh, that sounds good. But also, popcorn chicken would be nice.
Ooh, damn.
Or like some crisp cut fries or some sort of potato.
Can I be really honest with you?
Maybe some popcorn.
So I've been working in Idaho.
Yeah.
And on my way home,
Do you get fried gizzards?
No.
Oh.
By the way, I told Casey about that. He didn't know what I was talking about.
That's